Hey everybody, Books Nelson here, and we're going to get right into the content. 2K has released a brand new Domination, and these are the cards that are available. So I wanted to get into not only these cards, but also discuss what section of the apology tour we're in right now. So officially, if you're watching this channel, you know that 2K has been punishing the community by locking them out of the player market and squeezing the whales dry to try to get them to hunt literally for, the Moby Dick, right? To hunt for these 100 cards and spend and spend and spend. And the regular player has been locked out of the player market for going on a month now. So as we stated on this channel, there would be an apology tour where basically they put out a lot of good free content. They were going to put out dominations, they're going to put out spotlights, and open it back up. But I wanted to say, just so that you guys understand, from my perspective, the apology tour is not officially started until opals are in the player market. When the player market opens up and 2K goes back to the original game plan, then the apology tour will be on. Until then, they're still on the model of locking the best cards. I mean, mostly the best cards. A lot of the free cards are really good, but locking the cards that you want the most behind gambling and having the free cards keep you quiet while they extract money from the whales. Because if you're not a whale, either you weren't going to buy anything anyway, or you spent most of your resources on those first two drops. But we're not talking about that anymore. We're getting right into this content. So I want to talk to the big fish first. I'll talk about the big fish first. This LeBron James. So I will be doing a LeBron James breakdown and gameplay, because I still think that Diamond LeBron James is very, very usable on my team. And coming from the perspective of a my career player, this guy has been pretty underrated because the community doesn't know how to extract like his full power. This is has been one of the best cards in the game for the entire time. If you look at the comp scene, this Diamond card probably played the longest out of any card from his era. The only Diamond cards I think competing with him in terms of playing like right now are like Willis Reed and then one or two others. Maybe Jonathan Isaac snuck in there. But this card's amazing. He's nowhere near as good as the Opal, but let's see what he is better at. So the shot IQ is -10, which is great. That means the rest of the attributes have to go into actual attributes. As a shooter, he's going to be mostly the same. When we look at his shooting badges, this is massive. Getting Hall of Fame blinders. That's a huge upgrade. Limitless range of gold and mini magician and gold are also huge upgrades. He still doesn't get Claymore corner specialists, which hurts the card a little bit. It's not the worst thing in the world. Let's go to new gen so that we're up here. So open looks is gold. That's a big upgrade, really big upgrade as well. That's a massively powerful badge. So yeah, he still needs Spot Finder would be ideal, especially if you play any triple threat co-op, then it'd be really important to get Spot Finder. Let's see, with his playmaking badges, Gold Hyperdrive is a big upgrade. Remember, even though you can put badges on these cards, you can only put 5. So any badge that's missing that was added to this card is a W, because now even the ceiling of the card is raised much higher. But largely, this card is just a better version of the Diamond, right? Let's look at more at the stats here. So draw foul, it was already high 90s. 90 over 80 block is actually, don't sleep on that, because LeBron James cards like to get blocks. Not to get too into it, but I have a theory that it's very difficult to rate cards accurately from just looking at their stats, because there are ghost stats in the game that they don't tell us about. And that's not the theory part. That's true. All right, if you're watching this video and you didn't know this before, there are statistics that are not listed on the card that are in the game, because they can't. If they listed everything, it'd probably be like a 10-page document of what makes a player a player. So naturally, they can't tell you everything. But here's the theory, is that some cards are basically in a soft version of their respective takeover. So you say Kawhi Leonard is always kind of in lock takeover, right? In defensive takeover. You take, Wilt Chamberlain always has rebounding takeover kind of activated. So even if you took another card, the same height with the same stats, Wilt's just going to feel better. He's going to rebound better. Kawhi is going to defend better, and LeBron is going to slash better. That's my theory. Your user experience may vary, but in playing the game, that is what I've definitely felt is going on. And I think it might be from a combination of certain stats, but it might also just be hardwired into the card. So for that reason, LeBron has to be rated on his own scale because he has special LeBron James powers that, you know, a relative Galaxy Opal, like say the Danny Granger coming out, it almost doesn't matter what stats they put on that Danny Granger. He'll probably never be as good of a slasher as LeBron James, even if their stats were identical. Same thing with the Giannis cards. The Giannis cards are just different, right? Splash talks about it all the time. So that having been said, this is a better version of the Diamond. The Diamond's already very good, but other than that, nothing is different from the Diamond. It's just a stat and badge boost for the Diamond card. Does that make it an L? Absolutely not. It's still a W because the other LeBron James, which is extremely rare, and we'll get him in here now, he is, no question, better than this card. I just compared him to the same card. He is no question better than this card. Let's not get that twisted, right? The other LeBron James, he has a quicker jumper. I think this LeBron's jumper is fast enough that the quicker jumper isn't the real issue. The main issue, first of all, he's a way better shooter, right? Mid to high 90s, after a shoot, high 90s on the shooting. He's better in every single statistical category. And then we're not going to worry about the badges, but from an animation standpoint, this is where we get it to. So the very quick versus normal, it's fine. I don't think LeBron had trouble getting a shot off. But even the Kobe dribble style versus LeBron James dribble style, Kobe dribble style is great. I wouldn't necessarily call it an upgrade. And when I do the breakdown, we can talk about why. But the Trey escape over the LeBron escape. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know how to use escape moves to get open, then this is irrelevant for you. And the cards aren't really that different outside of the fact that the other Opal is a better shooter. So if you don't use that stuff, then for you, this is a massive W. If you didn't lock in for Diamond LeBron James, this is a massive W, right? Big W. So that's it for LeBron for now. We'll cover that card in more depth later on. But for now, let's look at the rest of the collection. So actually, let's go right to the other big fish. So this is the guy that I'm really impressed with. It's Alperen Sengun. So first and foremost, 6'11", can play the 4. And when we look at these animations, he's got a lot going for him. Kobe Bryant dribble style on a 6'11" card is incredible. McGrady size up, I actually have to look back at T-Mac size up because I haven't been using T-Mac cards this year. So I have to look at that and see how that's working. Kobe Bryant breakdown is pretty good. Moving step back John Wall. Guys, we're definitely going to do a breakdown of this card because him having the James Harden with the John Wall step back, that's incredible. I have to look at this Chris Paul escape. I haven't tried to use the Chris Paul escape in like the meta dribbling way, but we're going to break this Sengun card down when he comes out and we're going to really get into it because I actually think he might be one of the best power forwards in the game. And I mean, he's up there. He's up there. He might be standing toe-to-toe with anybody at the true power forward position in terms of like not counting 100 overalls in cards who should be playing center, who are better suited for center. I think he's a legit power forward that might really be able to cook. He's got normal leaner. Really incredible. Nikola Jokic hop jumper. That's incredible. Nikola Jokic hop jumper is fantastic. This is, when you talk about Apology Tour, putting a card of this level and a domination this easy. And we're going to talk about this for a quick second. So I want to highlight two things that are happening right now that we need to be aware of. Number one, the mobile app. The mobile app is fantastic. Like, listen, we don't have to like why it's there and what it's trying to do. But if I just looked at the mobile app as a sports game, it is objectively phenomenal to be able to do that on your phone or tablet, right? Secondly, NBA 2K just went to Game Pass. So you got all these people who are trying to get into the game and they need something to do that encourages them to play a lot. And that's what this domination serves. So even though it's great free content and it's great for the Apology Tour and it's great for offline players, for no money spent players, objectively speaking, they're getting something out of it, right? And that's the thing, I just don't want the community to ever be hoodwinked by that. Tyrese Maxey, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I hate his jump shot so much, I will never say more than this card than I'm saying right this very second, and we are done talking about him now. Nurkic. This card has a lot of potential. He can't move at all, but you just look at the height, you look at the shooting. I don't remember Nurkic's jumper, so we're gonna have to see when he comes out. But if he's really good, I'll do a quick vid on him. I'll throw him in there. Maybe I'll throw him in a group. But yeah, so D Wade looks absolutely great. Let's look at the animations. He can't move much with that dribble style. He's got the Chris Paul escape. Zion moving crossovers, okay. Penny Hardaway moving spin is actually the meta spin, but I just don't know if he has enough SIGs to be moving. I think he's mostly going to be a catch and shoot power forward, which is, or small forward if you just want a tall guy, small forward. If he can defend well enough, then fine, but I'll be honest with you, we'll have to see how he performs on the court. I don't have a ton of faith that he will be able to guard the best small forwards in the game, because they're just too good. LeBron, either LeBron, James Worthy, and on and on and on. There's just so many good small forwards in the game. I don't know how confident I feel about him defending out there on a perimeter for what he's going to provide offensively. A lot of people are going to be hyped about this Deni Avdija. Not me personally. I do not think that this is like past years where tall guards are the way to go. I think guards with SIGs is the way to go. Now, that's just my personal opinion. So with him, his SIGs don't look phenomenal, right? The pro behind the back's pretty good. Everything else, pretty mid to bad, right? So at your point guard position, if you just want him as size, switch all, he's going to be great. He's probably going to be a very good defender at his position just because of his height, because he can contest everything, he can get to the rim, but you got to put quick first step on him, which is pretty bad on a point guard. He's got very few finishing badges, so he's not going to be a masher naturally. No Agent 3, you got to give that to him. So this card is going to require a lot of resources for him to be viable at all offensively, outside of just paint mashing with him against scrubs. And paint mashing is not super great this year, and I'm not confident that even against a small card like Sidney Moncrief and your James Hardens and your Oscar Robinson, I don't know how much he's going to do against those. I think it's cool for those who want a big guard kind of gimmick, but once a Cade Cunningham drops, you're not going to ever use this card again. So he's fine, he's fun, but not a big deal. Colin Sexton, 6'2" at the point guard, super duper fast. Let's just look at his animations real quick. Dame Lillard dribble style, KD escape, Kyrie Irving. Yeah, his SIGs just aren't good enough to justify a card that small, keeping it moving. Josh Hart, shout out to my fellow Knicks fans, but this card is basically a waste of time. Normal size up, pro dribble style, which we love here on this channel. Kobe Bryant crossover, which is absolutely fantastic. Pro behind the back, which is great. Luka Doncic moving step back, which is fantastic. He actually has pretty good SIGs. I don't love Josh Hart's jump shot. That's personal preference. I don't like that much. Normal leaner's good, but if you're a Knicks fan like me and you ever put together a Knicks team, he's fun to throw on your squad. But a 6'4" shooting guard is just not great, because, and this is for future content, but I'm probably going to cover that Danny Green, because I think Danny Green is legitimately top 5 at the shooting guard at the worst, because he just has super incredible SIGs. Jabari Smith, just quick talk on him. Joel Embiid dribble style and basic size up, that pretty much eliminates him from anything other than being a 3-and-D type card. And with those 3-and-D cards, there are so many of them. It just comes down to, is he better than Willis Reed, who's free? I mean, he's free too. So if you get him, throw him on a lineup, see what you get out of him. And then, we talked a little about Nurkic, 86 speed, fantastic at his size, at his weight, big player model. I'm actually really excited to see how this card plays at the 5, if he can hold his own. Because with that wilt out there, like some people got that wilt. I've seen like quite a bit of that wilt online. And it's scary hours with that wilt. So we're going to move right on to the rush content, more apology tour stuff. We're not going to get too deep into this until we see these SIGs. But Tyreek could be fantastic. I thought that, was it D'Angelo? No, who am I thinking of? Markelle Fultz. I think the Markelle Fultz was pretty good last week. A little underrated. Like, nobody's talking about him, but I think that's a pretty good card, especially for budget, no money spent players. Throw him on your lineup, you're doing good. Allen Iverson, going to be super duper fun, but obviously not very good. But I do think you can go on to triple threat and just, you win, you lose. But every time you win, you're like, I cooked you with the Allen Iverson. And there are a lot of people who do that. We don't talk about that in this community because everybody thinks about tall cards and what's best. But that is something that happens a lot. Danny Granger, shout out to Spatial Jones. Follow him on Twitter. Good buddy and sometimes fellow content creator. He's going to be extremely happy about this because him and the other 2 Indiana Pacers fans are getting one of their guys. You throw him on a team with Paul George and Ron Artest and Victor Oladipo. And right now you got to run Miles Turner. And you got a fantastic, really fun all-time Pacer squad. And Chandler Parsons to Tony Allen, we'll see when they get here. So yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for this content, guys. I'm really looking forward to covering the new cards that came out today, especially LeBron James. That's the main one, LeBron and Sengun. I will be making videos of those cards, and for those of you who have stuck around, I did want to let you know there will be a dribble tutorial, but it will be unlike every dribble tutorial online, because I really want to help you guys, and just watching people do the moves has proven to not help most of the community. So I will not be doing that. I'm not just going to show you guys how to do the moves. We're going to actually teach you how to master dribbling, and that will be that video when it drops. And other than that, tremendous support on this channel. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed, who's liked, who's commented, or even who's just watched. But if you have watched, please subscribe. I gotta say that as a YouTuber. And thank you so much for all of the support you've shown to this channel so far. The way you guys have supported me has inspired me to continue to make content and support you in return. And that's what I want to do, to continue to elevate the conversation and have everybody be able to enjoy my team on whatever terms they want, whether they play all the time and spend money, or whether they are, they're taking a break from the mode. Whatever you do with the mode, I want you to feel good about it and be able to have a conversation that, as time goes on, we can behave as a community that makes 2K respond to us, that makes the mode better, as opposed to us, dancing a jig for whatever 2K tries to do and responding emotionally to everything, and they get to have their cake and eat it too. That's the goal of this channel, is to elevate the conversation. We're going to continue to do that. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you in the next one. Peace.